Hola, Sai here, Wisdom of the Way, and today sharing with you from the snow. I'd like to share with you the really the power of adventure, the power of the adventure, and what it teaches us, and what it invites us to also explore within. And so, to give you some context. I'm here taking a walk, taking a bit of a Camino in the mountains. They're about in Switzerland, in the Swiss mountains, in the lower Alps, or I think I'm about 2,000 meters, and drinking a maté, which for those of you who don't know, it's a like a strong tea from South America, and people often drink together, with their friends or in a social setting. So I'm here alone, but so I thought I'd drink a mate and share with you. uh, yeah, and I'm really in this moment as I spend a few days walking through these mountains and in this stillness, in this incredible energy. It's sometimes breathtaking, also literally, but it's really powerful, and it invites such a deep reflection and contemplation. And yeah, it's a bit chilly, as a friend of mine would say. It's not hot, um, but that's part of the adventure of of going into sometimes what is not necessarily comfortable, uh, and also in that, how our perception changes if we're able to transcend and overcome the focus on what is not comfortable. Now, that's another topic, but I think it's really interesting, and there's different limits to that, of course. But what I wanted to share about the adventure, and on a previous video, maybe a year ago, I shared about like the importance of changing our environment, um, and that's also part of the adventure. So I'd like to share another aspect of the adventure, but just on that, it is powerful to change our environment and how it changes our perception, our way of of looking at the world, looking at ourselves, of a newness. And what I'm finding in this adventure really is having space, and having space to be able to not only breathe and contemplate, but to really go a bit deeper into myself. It gets cold quickly. um, yeah, and this adventure that invites the newness, the unknown, is really something that's so enlivening. So today, for example, I have a map where I'm going, but there's not anyone within Kui, as we'd say in Australia, like within shouting distance. Actually, a lot further than that, some kilometers, in fact. And I mean, you can't really see it here, but I've been climbing up through the snow, and okay, the jeans are a bit wet and the socks are a bit cold, but it's okay. Um, but just this aliveness, this of 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 going into the unknown. Okay, there is some taking some safety precautions, or knowing where I'm going, but the path is not told. It's especially at the moment, I can't see anything with the snow, uh, and of course, because it's quite steep here, needing to really just be careful about where I'm walking. But I'm feeling a great reset today. I'm feeling a really strong experience of this enlivening, of new insight, of space also, which I think it's beautiful to share the adventures, and especially when we share it with a particular intention, like a particular focus. Maybe we're looking at things together, Sometimes we're doing like the walking retreats like this, but just going with a friend into the nature, into the adventure, and how beautiful that can be to enliven new insights. I feel it's like super powerful, and essential. Like essential if we're interested in growing, if we're interested in looking at shifting some things in our life and going deeper, because fundamentally there's only change. So in what way are we consciously choosing our path? I feel like that's where the adventure is really inviting a deeper insight and another perspective. And I know for me, over many years of taking adventures, taking journeys, in different parts of the world, in different ways, and for different, periods of time, they've probably been for me, the most important education, the most important experiences that I've had that have really shaped who I am and given me the courage to choose a path, to choose something else in my life at different moments. And yeah, I know we can all relate with that, and of the importance of finding courage within. And if you feel like sharing, I'd love to know, from where do you tap into courage? From where do you find trust? And I think this is part of the experience of being in the adventure, in the unknown, is that it's really an invitation to deepen in trust. Essentially, wherever we are today, wherever we're going, even if it's to work where we've been going for many years or in a similar routine, we are going into a new day. And this is really important to remember. I feel this is fundamental, because otherwise with the routine, it's very easy to be just on autopilot with the unconscious mode. And so really inviting this newness, and the adventure is good for this. I know I've said the word adventure many times. But also because life is an adventure. We don't have to come to places like this. We don't have to go on big journeys into the middle of nowhere. They're great if that charms you. For sure I relate with that, but it's not for everyone, and it doesn't need to be. But still, life is an adventure. Life is unknown. Life is dynamic, and it's being created today. And you're a participant, more than a participant. You're in the driver's seat of your life, and I would really love to invite you to just consider that. Consider the adventure of your life, even if there's a routine, a strong routine. Yeah. So a few takeaways. Life is an adventure. Yeah. How are you choosing to live it? And if you'd like to share it, please, share in the comments. I'd love to know how you're choosing your adventure. And this is particularly useful for all of us when we can see, like might be a simple thing, like something that you're doing on a daily basis, the way you're walking to work or something, how you choose to invite the newness. You can call the adventure the newness into your life. And the other thing about the adventure that I'd really like to invite us to remember is that this is also how we build trust. Yeah, and trust is essential for us. Finding courage to go into the newness, to do different things, to choose whatever that is that life is asking of us, whatever spirit is calling. And going into the newness is a strong and deep and powerful way of developing deeper trust in life, and deeper trust in ourselves as we move through this life. So very happy to be here and to share with you today. And as always, I share for myself fundamentally. It's for me to remember, and if it's useful, then wonderful, and if not, it's wonderful too. And thanks for accompanying me with the mate. Many blessings from actually the Camino. The Camino is close to here in Switzerland, in the mountains.